Well, happening now, a lane closure on I-55. We'll have more on where it is and how it will affect traffic. Also, North Korea launching another missile over Japanese airspace. We'll have the latest on rising tensions and Friday's emergency United Nations meeting. Plus, Governor Phil Bryant is considering the state takeover of Jackson Public Schools. We'll tell you how this could affect JPS sports. 16 WAPT News starts right now.
The one to watch. This is 16 WAPT News, live at 8.
It's Saturday, September 16th. I'm Earl Arms. Thank you so much for joining us. We have more on those stories in just a bit, but first we take a live look outside. This is our South Jackson sky cam. We had a little trouble seeing this at 6 o'clock, but 8 o'clock here, we know it is for sure foggy outside. Carol, when will that fog go away and when will we see some sunshine? All right, thanks, Carol. Well, happening now, MDOT is shutting down lanes on a busy section of I-55. It's temporary, but it will affect traffic. The center and left lanes of I-55 northbound of Waterworks Curve are closed for road work. The lanes will be shut down through Monday morning and will open back up throughout the day from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. Crews will be making repairs to the bridge rail and deck overnight. MDOT officials say the repairs were needed after a car accident damaged the bridge. Advance warning signs have been put in place. MDOT reminding motorists to watch for roadside workers during this 3-day period. Well, Governor Phil Bryant is considering the state takeover of Jackson Public Schools. The governor's signature is the last step in making the Board of Education's decision official. If the district loses control, educators will have 1 year to get reaccredited. Without accreditation, JPS sports programs will be cut by 50%, and teams allowed to play would be banned from any postseason games. Jackson students will be eligible to transfer to another district, and state leaders say graduation credits will count and students can still get college scholarships. Also, an interim superintendent would remain in place until JPS maintains a C grade or higher for 5 years. JPS is currently on probation. District leaders will find out next month if the state will pull their accreditation. Now, to stay updated on the JPS takeover decision, you can head over to our website, WAPT.com, or you can download the 16 WAPT News mobile app. Well, North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un launched another missile over Japanese airspace for the second time in a month. The United Nations held an emergency meeting Friday afternoon. ABC's Emily Rao reports from Washington. In London, a manhunt continues after an apparent bucket bomb exploded on a packed commuter train. It happened during the morning rush hour, and the blast sent 29 people to the hospital. Authorities are now investigating the incident as a terror attack, the 5th in Britain this year alone. According to eyewitnesses, most commuters panicked and escaped even before police arrived. Investigators have launched the search for the attacker or attackers. They say there's no credible specific threat to the U.S., but there will be increased police presence at commuter rail stations in major U.S. cities as a precaution. Well, a tense scene overnight in St. Louis as protesters clashed with police. At least 10 officers were injured and more than 30 protesters arrested. This violence follows a judge's verdict acquitting a former police officer in that fatal shooting of a black man in 2011. ABC's Elizabeth Hurd reports. A Wisconsin girl who admitted to helping stab a classmate to please horror character Slender Man won't go to prison. The jury decided Friday that 15-year-old Anissa Wire was mentally ill at the time of the attack. Prosecutors say Wire and Morgan Geiser lured Peyton Leutner into the woods back in 2014, with Geiser stabbing Leutner 19 times while Wire cheered her on. Wire will now go to a mental hospital instead of prison. Geiser, who also pleaded not guilty of intentional homicide due to mental illness, she'll go to trial October 9th. Well, new overnight, 3 people have been injured after a bus crashed through 2 houses in northwest Sydney. The bus was traveling along a main road in a suburb when it left the road. It plowed through the front yard of one home before crashing into another 2 homes. 2 women have been taken to the hospital for observation, while another man on the scene received minor injuries. Now, there were no passengers in the bus at the time, and the driver was taken to the hospital for mandatory testing. Meanwhile, President Trump taking heat over what he tweeted about the terror attack. ABC's Gloria Rivera is in Somerset, New Jersey, near where the president is staying ahead of the United Nations General Assembly meeting.